Okay, hello, it's me again. I am now at a client where some other people have said they you don't want to work in the electricity, I can see it's a bit sloppy, I'll show you now, but he's got a problem. His tenants don't have hot water. I'm going to check and see. I can fix the problem. If there is a risk, a shock risk, or if I feel it's not safe, I will disconnect the electrical installation, or at least make it reasonably safe. Because at the end of the day, we as electricians need to make stuff reasonably safe. You cannot just switch off and disconnect something just because you feel like it. So if something is not compliant when you work there, you issue a annexure H, which I will show to you at some point. If I feel this is not safe, I will do an annexure H, but I will still then make it just basically reasonably safe. But now we have a problem. The geysers don't work. The plumber was apparently here. He said there's no. Okay, as you can see, stuff like this can make a thing non-compliant, but it doesn't look bad. I mean, except for the geyser connections being open. So there's a lot of stuff we need to fix here, but I can't see it to be life-threatening danger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at why the geyser doesn't have power. I'm going to advise the client then when that is fixed to let's do a proper inspection is what we call it. So I basically charge him money. I come sit here a day, half a day, how long it takes me, and I go through every little thing. I dot it down and I give him a full report about what is wrong and what we have to fix to get the whole setup compliant so that he can have a COC, because I don't think he's got currently a COC. So I'm going to work on that now. And like I mentioned before about the bonding, this is not how you bond. If you want to properly bond, you put a clamp or a ferrule over that. This bonding is fine, it's tightened. You call this a bonding strap. So you see they bonded hot and cold water, and I've done this, but this is not done properly, so this will have to be fixed as well already as a thing. If I look here quickly, these are old galvanized pipes. I have no idea why it's difficult to show you everything but they put a piece of plastic pipe here on the hot water. Okay, and now these metal pipes are not bonded anymore, so I will have to put a new bonding strap to bond this as well, because you're not going to get a proper reading. It's a very interesting flat cable, this. I love that. Live wire came loose when I pulled the wire, which means it wasn't tightened properly, and that's probably why the geyser doesn't work. I'm going to retighten the live wire, because if a wire is not properly connected, and it comes with a touch and loss, then it ended up shorting, and then it causes a problem. I had a customer where I did a COC, and the main breaker, I didn't check the cables, I think, properly when it was tightened the screws, and I ended up having to go to replace the breaker 2 months later because it burnt because of that. So, sometimes we miss things, and I think that's what happened here, why the geyser stopped working, that missed, and then the plumber also obviously didn't see it. Okay, so obviously, this cable here, that I think is the geyser, it's not. This might be an alternative geyser somewhere. So that geyser we are looking for is one of the cables that come out of here. Okay, so we have one of these cables here will be the one going to that geyser. So I'm gonna check it, and then yeah, just keep, just look which one it's supposed to be. I'm gonna test all these circuit breakers at the bottom. So I'm going to use my Unity multimeter, clamp meter, to test this. Unity, very good testers. I like them. The price is decent, the quality is decent, and the warranty is good. So I'm going to use this. So we've got a thing called, does a circuit breaker make and break? I'm going to check the make and break now, where basically if I switch it off, is it off, and if I switch it on, is it on, to see which one, because I'm suspecting one of these breakers or another one that is not marked to be the geyser one. Okay, so I found this breaker. When I switch it on, it shows only 15 volts. But if I feel it here, it's like, you see, it's like almost like it does. See, if you look at a normal breaker, if I put it there, it's got like a, I don't know, it's got like a curve where you can feel it goes over. This one, it feels loose all the time. So that means this breaker has failed inside. So I'm gonna check and see what I can do, if I have another breaker, or if I can just temporarily put it with another connection here that says geyser. And then, hey, see there. All these wires are loose. So yeah, this DB will have to do it's time to renovate this. Okay, so I found this live wire looking like this. If you can see there, it's difficult to see, it doesn't want to focus me. But it's like twisted funny. So whoever connected here last didn't check two things. This wire is very hard here, the plastic. And also the copper is not twisted smoothly, like it's not standing like this, and it's like this. So that causes it very difficult to go into a little hole. So I'm going to retwist it, cut it off, retwist it, and I'll show you. Okay, do you see now that I've stripped the cable? I'm really struggling to focus here. Let me try if I put the flash on. It doesn't allow me. Oh, battery is too low. Okay, let me try to change the light closer. You see the cable. See that the strands are nicely coming out. So this cable is still very old, but I will be able to connect it easier now. Like I said, we will have to redo a lot of things. So what I do, that's why I always try and remember when I've connected it, I take my screwdriver like this and I pull it. Or a pliers or something, and I just pull on the connections just to test and see. But I see also this geyser's temperature is set to freaking super high. I'm going to set it a bit lower. I've taken that wire and put it with the other geyser's breaker, and I have put my clamp meter on, and there you see drawing 8 amps. So now it is working again, the geyser. I just want to see if I can try and get it so that these things are working under the earth leakage and not the earth leakage bypass. Okay, another thing I've noticed here, this house is drawing 48 amps, which is quite a lot of amps if you take off all these units here. They should actually increase the main supply and then split each unit to have its own dB. That would be the ideal. You know, as you'll see there's only one geyser running. If both geysers run, it will go to like 58 amps. And this is a 60 amp supply, so it will be overloaded. So this is something we really need to look at. I'm going to give a report to the customer. I'm going to give him a quote to come and do a full inspection, give him a report to say what's wrong. I'm going to send him an email to say there's a problem, he needs to fix it. Give him an annexure H whereby I say, you know, his power is not safe, it needs to be fixed. And then work from there on, and then see if he accepts the quote, we work from there. If he doesn't accept the quote, he takes the responsibility if something goes wrong, because my job is to make sure, like now, it's reasonably safe. I check the earth leakage strips, the geysers are earthed, the bonding is done, I'm happy with that. It's sloppy, the connections are hanging open in the roof, but that doesn't make it life-threatening. So I don't feel this is life-threatening, but it does need to be fixed to be compliant, because especially the fact that, you know, insurance might not pay out if something happens. He's got tenants renting here, something goes wrong, the house burns down and they left the heater on. Also, his supply is too small. He's got about 6 units here, and just with this 1 unit stove on and the geyser and stuff, there's not a lot of things on it. Only one geyser is on. He's already pulling 47 amps. If both geysers are on, he's going to run here 58, 59 amps. That's max. You can't run constantly max.